Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. This time I'm going to be making some chicken tortilla soup. This was super easy. I had already cut up and seasoned my skinless, boneless chicken breast. I warmed up a little bit of olive oil in the pan and then I put the chicken in. And of course, I went ahead and let it cook, really good. It does have that orangey color because, I use the sazon in there. I also put a little bit of complete seasoning and some paprika as well. Then I went ahead and I diced up a large yellow onion, and I went ahead and I took that chicken out, sat it to the side, and let my onion kind of cook a little bit so that way it can get kind of tender. And then I went ahead and poured my chicken breast in and mixed it all up together. This dish is so easy to make. Normally I make it in a crock pot, but I cooked it kind of late, so I ended up doing it on the stove and it came out just as good. So you go ahead and you mix the chicken and the onions together. Just mix it together really quick. Okay, and then you will go ahead and, let it kind of simmer a little bit to kind of, get that nice mixture going. And then I had already drained my black beans. I used 2 cans of black beans. I went ahead and I drained them, rinsed them off really quick, and then I just put it in there with the onion and the chicken that I already had in the pot. You're gonna go ahead and mix that up really good as well. And then you can see I added in some corn. This was whole kernel corn. And then I'm pouring in my crushed tomatoes. Now you can use diced tomatoes if that's what you choose to use. My family doesn't really like the diced tomatoes, so I use crushed tomatoes in my recipe. And it does give it a nice, red color obviously from those tomatoes. And I use 1 thing of chicken broth, and I poured that in there, mixed it on up. When you see how it's looking, it looks really, really good with that chicken and the onion in there. I also did put a little bit of garlic, a little bit of minced garlic in there and mixed it up as well. So that's how we're looking so far, guys. And let's see here, because this is going to start cooking really quick. My stove cooks really, really quick. So I did have it up on high. I let it get to a boil. I, went ahead and stirred it a little bit more just to make sure nothing was sticking to the bottom. These are those, the pots, what are they called? A tasty. They have like a Facebook channel or something like that. But these are the tasty pots. And sometimes they do tend to stick a little bit if you let it, cook too long. So I went ahead and I turned my eye down on my stove so that way I can let it simmer. So that way all the seasonings can get together. And then I'm going to be making some homemade tortilla crisp to go in the soup. So I did maybe about 6 or 7 flour tortillas. I just cut them up, into little strips. You can cut them as small as you want. You can cut them long. They're not, mine are obviously are not all even as you can see, but they still come out really, really good. And I went ahead and moved that pot over to another eye and just had it on low. And then I have some olive oil going in my other pot. So the olive oil is what I'm going to use to go ahead and fry the tortillas in. And then I did a oil check to see if my oil was hot enough, and it was. I just used a wooden spoon and just put the tip of it in there. And you just drop a few pieces of the tortilla in. You're going to do these in batches because you don't want to put too many in there and then have them kind of stick together, because that'll just be a mess and you don't want to do that. It'll mess it up. But yeah, you just go ahead, put some tortillas in there, let them fry up a little bit. And, it doesn't take very long because remember, they're going to be thin. So I think this was like my second or third batch that I had put in there by this time. And you're just going to go ahead and turn them over. Maybe let them cook for like 1 or 2 minutes on each side. And then they'll be nice and crisp and they'll have like that golden brown, color. You can go ahead and if you want, like put some seasoning on them afterwards. I normally don't, just because we like them that way. But you can, go ahead and put some seasoning on there. And then I have my little plate with my toppings that I'm going to be putting. I have some lime, some cut up avocado, and some green onions. You don't have to put those on yours. That's just what we use. We also topped it with some with some cheese as well and some sour cream. So that's how our soup is looking now. I had already fixed my daughter's plates, my three little girls, because they were so ready to eat. And that's the tortilla crisp that we had left over for them. And this is just an example of how we top ours off. You see, we got a little bit of avocado, some jalapenos, some green onions, some cheese, those tortilla crisps, and it was a very, very good meal. Guys, I'll be back with another video very, very soon. Please like and subscribe, and you can follow me on other platforms if you have not already done so. Go ahead and check out our other videos. We will be coming out with so many more, and you guys will get to meet my wonderful family very, very soon. Thank you.